Greetings, everyone. I would like to welcome you to my audio presentation on the play entitled Schoolgirls, or the African Mean Girls play, which was written by the playwright Jocelyn Bio. This play takes place in a small village in the Western African country of Ghana in 1986. This play encapsulates a few different themes and issues that were facing people back then as well as people today. Those issues are colorism, traditional beauty standards, as well as bullying and Western ideals of image and status, uh, mainly uh, focusing on America in this play, for instance. This play, we follow a group of schoolgirls get uh, who live in an all-girls boarding school, and they interact with a headmistress as well as meeting a new student and a beauty pageant scout who was a former Miss Ghana winner. So I'd like to talk to you in this presentation. I'd like to discuss Western ideals of beauty and social statuses that are talked about throughout this play. It's interesting to see how different cultures view America and what it stands for. Even if they have never visited America, they perceive it, it's perceived as a status of the wealthy, the elite, right? Uh, Western country, America in this play, America and all the things it represents affects the people, the young people who talk about it all throughout the play. And they want to fit in and be popular. I'll cite a few examples from the play to make my point. Then I'd like to also talk about the song that was used in the play for the tryouts, and that song was sung by the late great Whitney Houston, and it underlines the true meaning to me of the underlying theme of this play, and how that resonated with me. There were some interesting differences between reading the play and actually watching the play through the video link. The play, usually watching plays and then reading the script, it comes to life. It jumps up and out onto the screen, and it really, you see the characters come to life as the playwright, wanted these characters to portray. I thought it was interesting to read the play and then get to see those subtle differences in cultural norms and phrases and how they kind of express themselves. I thought that was very interesting. Um, there was a common theme that I noticed in the play, which dealt with wanting to be popular and fitting in, and uh, doing that at all costs, even meaning hurting people's feelings, right? We could see that from the first scene when Paulina, one of the main characters, the leader of the group, as she asserts her dominance and not letting people question her authority, right? And that, basically she knows everything. We saw that evident in the first scene when she was fat shaming Nana. Nana was eating porridge, and then, Paula convinces her to eat an apple, and Paulina quote from the play, page 9, where Paulina says, girls, apples are a particular good source of fiber. My American cousins told me there's a parable that says an apple a week keeps you from being sick. And I thought that was funny because Paulina must have, mentions things to her friends about America to get instant credibility speaking on any topic, because she must know what she's talking about, right? Since she has family that lives in America, and that her aunt works at a high-end restaurant called White Castle. But as we know, here in America, White Castle is not a high-end restaurant, right? It's a fast food joint. And if you've ever eaten there, you'll know exactly why it's a fast food restaurant, not a high-end one, right? So she talks about, working, that her aunt shops at the finest boutiques. Once again, referring to a page in the play. Paulina says it's her big moment in life for the pageant. She sent me an entire outfit purchased at the most famous retail place in all of New York City, in which the girls asked where, and she replied, Chinatown. Uh, end quote. And she basically, I thought that was kind of interesting because I want to call back to this later because it references, I thought, kind of tied into knockoffs, right? She talks about, uh, she mentions Chinatown, and we know that people go to Chinatown to get kind of knockoffs of name brand clothes, especially back then. I mean, Chinatown was really known for that, right, in New York City. So Paulina, she's the most popular girl in school throughout the play. Or it seems that even though sometimes the girls seem skeptical of her, in some instances they're afraid of her, right? And they're going to toe the line. But I think all this kind of you start to see cracks in the girls' loyalty for Paulina, uh, and that's when we see it all kind of start to fall apart when the new student Erica walks into the cafeteria, and she's a new student from America, and the girls instantly are drawn to her like a moth to a flame. In the next few pages, right, we see the girls kind of want to know more about Erica's life and in America, and how extraordinary she must be, and that she's from Ohio, and she kind of dismisses that. Like, you can tell Paulina doesn't really want to talk about America. Erica doesn't really want to talk about America, but the girls are just so enamored by that. And you can start to see Paulina get more and more jealous. She starts to kind of sneak, kind of like, question her. She starts to get a little bit more jealous. As you see, there's this level of competition between Paulina and Erica rising. I'm not sure Erica knows she's in a competition yet, but once it's availed in the play that she signed up for the beauty pageant, you can tell Paulina's really upset about that, right? Because now her chances of winning, being Miss Ghana, is severely diminished, right? As Erica talks about America more and more, the girls are really enamored with that, and that she's been to a Bobby Brown concert. So you see all this stuff, right? The level of sophistication and superiority through befriending Erica. The girls want to, think they want to get closer to her because she's from America, right? And to me, that's American capitalism can influence cultures, even cultures in far off, you know, countries, right? And I think that was interesting. That they thought that Erica was white just because she was from America. They don't, they didn't realize that she was biracial and all that, which I thought was interesting. And you can see how Jocelyn Bio, the playwright, kind of explores beauty standards through colorism and how Western, beauty ideals affect cultures outside of America. And I thought that was interesting because, in there was another scene where after kind of like an interaction between Pauline and Erica, um, after singing the Whitney Houston song, they had a big blow up over that, and Paulina tells Erica's secret that she's not Ghanaian, that she's from America, and her mother was white, and she can never be a Ghanaian, and that she's a knockoff. And I thought that was very interesting because earlier Paulina, talked about that, Chinatown, and then Erica kind of mentioned to the other girls that, when she found out that Paulina shops at Chinatown, that those are knockoffs dresses. So I thought that was interesting. Um, uh, and that so I'll quote from the one page 31. Eric Ama says it's all fake, but Erica has the real stuff. She's our dress angel. I thought that was interesting. And lastly, I'd like to talk more about the song titled "The Greatest Love of All," which was sung by the late great Whitney Houston, and how Jocelyn Bio chose to use this song in the play for the young girls to sing to try out for the beauty pageant. I thought this was very interesting because the lyrics are very poignant, right? If you really listen to uh, the lyrics, in particular this one, and I'll quote, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And to me, this really encapsulates all the themes that are really part of this play, which are, self-worth and empowering yourself to accomplish great things in spite of others and what they might think of you, right? And, not needing other people's validations to find that strength inside you despite what others might think. And I thought that really, to me, resonated with me. Um, uh, I think that was also interesting that they chose to sing an American song sung by an American for a Ghana beauty pageant tryout, which once again kind of shows how prevalent like American culture was kind of shown throughout this play. Uh, and to me, I remember this song. I'm old enough to remember how popular this song was in the late '80s, and Whitney Houston was this uh, great singer, and this song was used a lot in like talent shows to sing people because the lyrics were very poignant and uh, they were just talked about self-worth, right? The important theme of self-worth, and I thought that kind of resonated in the play. And another thing was funny is that this play that people today in today's day and age we would be able to fact check a lot of things that Paulina was saying, but back then people just took her what she said for granted. But thought that was kind of interesting as well. So to me, uh, you know, I thought that these themes were interesting. I hope this was an interesting presentation, and have a great day. And I also created a link to listen to the full version of Whitney Houston's song, and I want to kind of quote one of her great lines from that song, and it was, and I quote, "No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity." Thanks again for listening. Bye bye.